So when I first came into, this movement, I honestly really was a person that cared. I wanted to help people. I really don't care what people think of me anymore. You know, I know I did good in my heart. I helped apes out. I sent money out to ape brothers and ape sisters in need. You know, I did everything in my power to be a good person. And it's just that throughout this year and a half, I've had child protective services called on me for no reason. These are just crazy people on the internet. At first I thought I have to admit to you, I thought it was Tendy Time. We made up Tendy Time, but Tendy Time filed the police report on me saying I was harassing his daughter. Turned out that he realized that that wasn't the case. This was like Tendy Time's cell phone number the whole time, and then I guess he gave his cell phone to his daughter. There was no harassment going on. The whole thing was a big misunderstanding, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, we made the peace, but I'm just trying to make you understand what I've been going through. I get a lunatic like that guy Ape Nation Will, okay, who just involves himself. I didn't even know that this guy existed, Ape Nation Will. Like if you would have came to me and said, "Do you know who Ape Nation Will is?" I'd be like, no idea. Next thing the guy's telling me he's gonna go on a plane. He's gonna come to my house. He wants to kick my ass, whatever he wants to do. I mean, I said, go for it. Next thing I know, the guy took down the 2 videos, and that was the end of that. So. Then moving forward, funny thing was like I had no beef with this guy Ape Nation. I didn't even know who he was. I was having a beef with Tendy Time, and this guy just decided to jump in. I didn't know who he was. I never spoke to him before. I never mentioned his name before, and he starts threatening me and my family. This guy Ape Nation. I had no idea who he was. The beef was between me and Tendy Time. So whatever. The guy's like, look, I'll take a flight out to Jersey. I'll kick your ass. I go, well, do it. I thought, what can I tell you? I'm not gonna stop him, right? Next thing I know, he takes down the 2 videos he put up. So I guess he changed his mind. Then moving forward, okay, I got people insulting, like that crazy woman Veronica. Here's a woman who basically told me, Apefather, I'm under a lot of pressure. My children are not eating. I'm struggling in my life. It was her birthday. I sent her like whatever it was, $250, $300. I helped her because she's telling me her family was struggling. It was her birthday. I dedicated a song to her for her birthday. Next thing I know, she starts making comments that my son is the most rudest kid alive. My mother is the most rudest woman alive. I mean, so I just want you to know this has been a building bridge with me of anger for a very, very long time. And, I can probably make this video very long, but I'm not going to. Okay, then you got people like Chad Clifford, who, one minute he's telling me family's off limits, we should never involve family. Then he's saying things like he wants to bang the cancer out of my wife. Again, it's like, look, I don't mind breaking balls. I just wish we could all keep this simple. Like, you break my chops, I break your chops, leave my wife out of it, leave my mother out of it. Chad Clifford's like, I kicked my mother out of her house, I put her in a hospice community. Yeah. And then I'll say he's a hypocrite, because they Chad, didn't you say that we're going to leave family out of it? And then he'll be like, we are leaving family out of it. Well, you're not leaving family out of it when you're saying you want to bang the cancer out of my wife. So I retaliated. I retaliated against him. And, with the mail order bride, Asian mail order bride thing, he went crazy. The whole community went crazy. Okay. It's like, I can't retaliate. You know what I mean? So, look, I'll give you an example. Okay? I'll give you an example. I don't mind it when people break my balls. This is the thing that Johnwicksnipin just doesn't understand. He can make video after video after video after video breaking my chops. Like that psychopathic No Limit Soldier. The only problem with No Limit Soldier is that, again, I'm going to say alleged. Someone went too far once again on YouTube. In other words, it's okay. Look, if he was just making videos, look, No Limit Soldier does at time throw in, my family. He does. He doesn't realize it, but he does. Like he'll say things derogatory about my family, and I don't want to get into it, but he does. He does. Mostly implying it to me being a bad father. I don't protect my family. I kick my mother out of her house. Like he'll do. See, once again, it's like indirectly, it's like he is talking about my family. See, family shouldn't even be mentioned. There should be no mention of my wife, my mom, my children. All of that should be left out. All that should be left out. It should just be directly against me, which is why I'm looking forward very much today to this debate at 8 p.m. And I hope everybody shows up to it. I really, really do. Even Johnwicksnipin, okay? So the deal with Johnwicksnipin is this, okay? He put up copyrighted material, meaning videos of mine that is my ownership. It's my copyright. And this is not the first time that Johnwicksnipin has done this. There was another YouTuber he did this to, where he used his copyright. And John, I'll go forward with a lawsuit. Let me make this perfectly clear to you, John. Let me make this perfectly clear. It's not about the money. It's the principle. You don't have the right to use copyrighted material. You don't. So I will 100% file a lawsuit against you. 100%. Okay? And this concept that he's trying to threaten me, that I'm a financial advisor. John, in every single video I have ever put out, I always said, I am not a financial advisor. I don't give financial advice. I'm an entertainer, and all of my videos are for entertainment purposes only. So I wish you the best of luck trying to prove I'm a financial advisor. John, it's not going to happen. John, look, you have no chance of winning. Zero chance, okay? Just like you have zero chance on winning on any of your stocks that you never won on anything. You've lost on every stock pick. Just like, from what people have told me, I'll say alleged, you lost every poker match, okay? Every poker match that you gambled, you lost. So you're not winning is not really in your life. Fortunately, it's losing, okay? So this is a loser for you, John. Look, you can't. He's trying. You know what John is trying to do, and it's very typical with people like John who are losers. What they're trying to do is they do wrong, but then they're trying to add a wrong you're doing to try to overshadow the wrong he's doing. You see what I'm trying to say? So in other words, he did wrong. He used copyrighted material, which he wasn't supposed to do. I tried to be a gentleman to him. I said to him, John, I was very nice. I said, look, I have no problem with us going back and forth. Let's have a debate. You could talk about me. I could talk about you. Don't use copyrighted material. But the guy's laughing at me. He thinks it's a big joke. I've gotten to a point now after about a year and a half of being in this movement, that I have to really start taking very, very serious action against people because these haters are relentless. They're relentless human beings. And another thing, No Limit Soldier, just to give you a heads up, there's a lot of investigation right now going on into who's been sending food to my house at midnight. Like I said, I'm in contact with DoorDash. They're going to be providing me, I'm going to call them today. They're going to be providing me with the credit card that's used. Now, even if it turns out to be like Vera's like a wise guy, a Visa credit card, it could still be traced back. Like I give it, because I spoke to the police officer about this. And the police officer said they will find out what store that Visa credit card was purchased at. They do have surveillance cameras in the store to identify who, because what you see, you know what you're not understanding, Vera, and all these haters out there. My mother has a heart condition. You're not, this is not a joke. This is not funny. This is not a joke. you're scaring an innocent senior citizen. Not someone's knocking on my door at midnight. Someone's ringing my bell at midnight. My mother got very afraid. She almost had a friggin', like, it was like a pump. I don't know if it was a heart attack, a panic attack. She couldn't breathe. Okay? We had to calm it down. She took a Xanax. She had to calm herself down. She relaxed for a little bit and she recovered. Her blood pressure was very high. And, she has a prescription for this because she has panic attacks. She has a heart condition. And it turned out that she calmed down. But then they do it the next day. Thank God in this particular case, okay, I was watching through the window, okay, and the person, saw me, they looked at me, I pointed, there was a police sign on my door, and she read the sign, and she didn't knock, she didn't ring the doorbell. So the second time around, because of the police sign, there was no, my mother did not hear a doorbell. She did not hear knocking. Okay. So I'm just getting very tired. Look, I'm at a point with all of you haters that I'm not taking the BS anymore. I'm not. You're going to, look, come after me in a fair way. Come after me in a fair way. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that, and I've never done anything wrong. So you guys can look, you guys are so determined to prove I've done things wrong. Everything I've ever done on my channel has never been anything that broke the law. Okay? Everything. It's been entertainment purposes only. Even the thing with the sword with Lou. Did I ever go to Central Park? No. Did I ever chase Lou with a sword? No. I never, it was I even admitted it. I said, this is a joke. This is entertainment. I would write it. I would say, this is entertainment purposes. This is meant as a joke. Okay, Lou knows it was meant as a joke. Everything I've ever done was meant as a joke. Everything. When I joke around about B. Hayes, it's meant as a joke. When I joke around about Tendy Time, this Tendy Time, the country bum who loves dirt. More pig love shit. It's meant as a joke. Tendy Time understands that. The only person who doesn't seem to understand anything is Johnwicksnipin. He doesn't understand it, okay? There is a fine line between a joke, okay, and your First Amendment rights of discussing someone, which he can do. There's nothing wrong with that. Like if John would have just made a video, let's say he wouldn't have used copyrighted material, and he would have just made a video talking about me and talking about things I said, I would have had no problem with it. I mean, I would have had a counter argument. But he used copyrighted material. And I told him, you got to take it down. He didn't listen. He laughed at it. So, John, I want you to know I will go the full distance. I will file a lawsuit against you. And I will take this to the highest level of the law to prove a point to you. You can't use copyrighted material. You should have just listened to me, brother. Look, all you should have did, you should have just took down the video. You should have just said, you're right, Rich. Look, I apologize. I should not have used your copyrighted material. And it would have been over, but you want to be a big shot? Well, yes, I am going to sue you. I am going to file a lawsuit. And I want to make an example of you. I want to make an example because I am sick and tired of people like you, haters thinking you can take advantage of the Apefather. You cannot take advantage of the Apefather. You can't. And you're going to have to learn that the hard way. This video is not financial advice. I'm not a financial planner. I'm an entertainer. This video is for entertainment purposes only.